welcome to anybody that's tuning in. We're going to start with Naughty Dog. It seems like it's a rumor going around about they may not make this slot for PS5 this generation. Apparently they're kind of backed up for as far as like their team not really being there for like the factions. And also, them working on the remakes, it kind of backed them up. And uh, apparently, the producer also has has left, the one that was working on Factions, which caused them to not be able to possibly, have something for PS5
Hold on,
this
what
era.
what remake are they working on? What remake was that?
No, it wasn't a remake. It's factions. The
Oh,
multiplayer. The
that
multiplayer that was
for
supposed to.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
man. Damn, I forgot
So
that
they
was
had to
supposed to come out.
they had to cut the butt. They had to cut the butt of like the project
That's
because
crazy.
obviously one of the actual members that had like a very important piece in making that project happen is no longer with them on the project
Did they at
anymore. So I,
least?
I
I
think
mean, they're probably not getting their money back on that shit. Are they? I mean, like, how much they pay? How much
no.
people pay for Last of Us Part Two?
Yeah, that
Well,
was a
no, I mean,
lot,
because all the
man.
money's being made from all the remakes and the shows and the
Yeah,
movies and the merchandise and obviously it just continues on everything but gaming at this point.
right.
So I mean, I'm not really surprised that now we're kind of focusing up on just the movies and everything because I feel like they were always kind of adding their games onto the pretty much the last part of the generation, right? Um they did that with Last of Us 2, right? Like Last of Us
Yeah,
2,
Yeah,
Last of Us, the first Last of Us was PS3 and it was going right into PS4 cycle.
yeah. So they remastered it
right,
for PS4.
So they have like kind of a habit now at this point where they continue to keep doing the same things over and over again at this point. And I think it's kind of a setback for the developers, the team, but I think it's going to be smart because at least they can get all the bullshit out of their system now until we're ready to get into the next phase because we're already like 4 years into the PS5 cycle, right?
right.
So we only got at least like what 4 years left, and then we'll probably start seeing PS6 around there on the rise.
Man,
Yeah, possibly.
I mean,
So I'm thinking, at least this is kind of a good thing. I mean, we might look at it as a bad thing because obviously the real true hard die fans want to actually see more of the content, more games being produced by their company. They did say that we're gonna. I don't know if you've seen that post. I think they did say that we're gonna start working on some new IPs or something like that, right, Don? I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I was about to get to that too. Like with the new IP, they literally just start development with that. So that's another reason why
Right.
people are saying they're not going to have anything for this current gen by
Correct.
the time that's
hold
finished.
up.
Because it takes.
So you're telling me both Santa Monica and Naughty Dog are doing new IPs? Both of them are doing new IPs.
No, just Naughty
Oh,
Dog.
just,
Santa Monica. I think Santa Monica too. I think I seen something from them too that they did say they were going to start something new as well.
oh, okay. I mean, I guess that
Yeah, I
makes
think
sense. I
so.
mean,
Yeah, no, it makes perfect sense because we've been like I love God of War all to death, but I think it's time to let go of the sandals and actually try to do something different.
yeah, no, you're
Yeah,
right.
And
It's about time they definitely do something different and everything. I mean,
right.
they definitely not. I mean, not that it's played out or anything. Of course, granted,
No,
you
no, no,
guys
no.
know down like movie games.
Right.
But it's always good to get into something new. It's interesting to see what they what else could they possibly do? You know, I mean, what can they
Right.
do if you give this team, um, like tell this team to hey, be more creative? God of War, the mythology is different from past God of War games. Not the same. This one's Norse mythology, whereas God of
Right.
War back in the day was Greek mythology. So right there, they was already not building from scratch, but they was close to building from scratch. Right? You know what I mean? There's the enemy types,
Right.
there's the story, there's be building Kratos' story, his personal stuff and stuff like that. So they're different. It was running it from scratch to there. So it'll be interesting to see where they what they can do with a whole entirely new IP rather than just building halfway from scratch. You know?
Right. No,
right.
because you're right. You're right. with him starting from scratch with the Norse mythology, that was kind of a reset.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's just to show you that at least we're getting off of this horse and getting onto another one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And although it's the same character, and obviously, there's the different settings and whatever the case is, but it shows that Santa Monica is not afraid to start from scratch and do something different.
Right.
That's the base of the that's what the chemistry is going on in that studio.
Right.
But in Naughty Dog hasn't been able to do that in a very long time.
Yeah, they've been
right?
working on serialized fucking IPs.
Yeah, man, like
Uncharted,
Uncharted
Last
was
of
probably
Us.
the last thing that they really did something different. The last from 2013, I've been hearing nothing but Last of Us.
Yeah. And that's the thing with this new IP. They're looking for people to hire too. Like there's an executive producer that was like left off of Fractions, and they're currently hiring for like a new person in that role.
Good.
And
Maybe that next person can get the project started faster, at least.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what are you guys?
And
My bad. Go ahead, Don.
I was about to say, and also like with the remakes, like the recent Last of Us 2 remake that they remaster or whatever it's called. They was using new people to train to work on The Last of Us 3 on with the remakes. That's the big reason why they made the remakes and remasters, because there's getting new hires to build up their experience in developing games. So
Right.
I was always wondering why they was made remakes and remasters these past couple years. I'm like, what the hell? But I guess that's like their way of training them to work on Last of Us 3.
And
Apparently,
it probably doesn't require too much money to remaster the game. You know what I mean? Like PS4 and PS5 are like probably like they're not too far from a tech perspective. Just what's in them, and like as far as their capabilities go. I'm speaking as far as the capabilities go. They're probably not too far from each other. So you think about like, okay, it should be easy just to upscale this, and this is using and it's using our own internal stuff, our own internal engines and stuff like that. We can port it over easy. We got the talent. Let's get that out the way. It'll hold you over. We'll add a little new stuff here and there. I don't know what the hell they're adding new in regards to Last of Us 2 remaster, but
ray tracing and shit like that.
Shit like that, which is like no. I mean, I guess if you give a shit about that, but I'm more interested on the lines of like what you think they could possibly be working on. Honestly, like what's next for them? Because their whole thing. I mean, I think you'd have to point to Crash Bandicoot back in the day from when the last time they worked on something that was like, I guess, unique. Not to say the Uncharted and Last of Us are unique; they were unique for the time coming out somewhere anyway.
Right.
But now it's like, where do they go from here? Like, what is this team best at? You know what I mean? They're definitely best at making these highly stylized, very very good looking games, very very like film like very realistic and stuff of that nature. They don't push the envelope as far as gameplay go, but they do make some very good experiences. So I just don't know where, like, we do know of Wolverine. Wolverine's being made by them, right? Or is that someone else?
No, that's Insomniac.
That's not right. That's Insomniac. Yeah. So we know about Wolverine on Insomniac. And that makes sense. Insomniac seems to be good with superhero games. They made Sunset Overdrive and stuff like that. But it's like, what can they possibly be making here? Now, I'm not a Naughty Dog fan. I don't know what they could be going from, where they go from there.
Well, if they did, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I'm saying so if they did well with the Last of Us, because that was their chance to do something different. They just lingered on the new change way too long.
They just
right?
lingered on it.
So I know that they have the capabilities to do something different. They just need to be able to do it instead of just having to. I think they're just afraid to let go of the hand.
When you say linger on it too long, that's crazy, because they really did. It was released on PS3 towards the tail end, got remastered on PS4, then got quote unquote remade on PC and PS5. So that's
then a TV show,
then a
then a movie,
show.
Then I don't know where we're going from here. Like, so I just feel like I feel like they have the capability, they have the work, they have the equipment, they have all the stuff they didn't the right resources to actually make this happen. Now, I just want them to actually act on it.
Right.
Like they
Yeah.
probably already started doing the sketches for what they want to do next. Like they're already starting to draw the blueprint. Now they just need to be able to lay it down,
Well, definitely possible.
lay down the foundation.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
I was about to say, apparently, like it's a lot of rumors of people saying like the earlier character design is like this gladiator woman that's like based off of this new IP that they're trying to go based off of the lore of this I think she's like kind of like a Viking type of character.
Right.
It's like an old book that they're kind of basing the character lore
Now, keep
off
in
of.
mind we're at very, 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 very early development,
Right.
right? So
Yeah.
a lot can change right here. These are just rumors.
A lot can
So
Right.
change. A lot can change.
a lot can change for that.
Yeah, a lot definitely can change. But I
Yeah.
bet
Especially with Neil Dunkman, he's like planning on like games going forward. He's going to be using a lot of AI technology,
what a,
kind of do some shortcuts and shit like that. So
huh,
you're going to be seeing some
what an ass,
involvement with
what an
that.
asshole. There you go.
I mean, he's not really. I don't know. A lot of people like I can't really speak for the community in my opinion. I just think like he's not. I don't know, man. I think he's in it for the games. I just think like right now, I think he's not like he's going into director mode. Like he's almost doing what like Hiro Kojima is doing right now. Like we're focusing up on TV shows and other shit. I mean, I get that we have two separate teams to divide those two projects, but I don't know, man. That man is like not worrying about gaming at all right now. In
Yeah,
my opinion.
director mode is a definite thing with him. That's clearly
Yeah.
how he makes his game.
It's almost like showing a kid a new toy and saying, "Here, play with my toys now."
Yeah.
Like I feel like somebody told them to start going into the the TV world, movie TV land, and now he's on every ride on TV land. Like he can't get off of it. He's too fucking hooked.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point because I'm starting to see like streaming platforms like Netflix like fuse like gaming and like shows together, like they're kind of
Like it's a
playing with that
cool
idea, and also like HBO like you said with Last of Us, and also Apple with Hiro Kojima with
because
Death
I mean
Stranding.
because we still got a lot of unreleased projects that are coming to Amazon, they're coming to Netflix, they're coming to all these networks. But see, with God of War is a little different because God of War, they already done the work. They did the work already. They just need to say, hey, you guys, we gave you guys the rights to use the licensing for this character. Go do whatever the fuck you want. While Santa Monica decides to work on another project, if they're working on another project. But I think it's not as they don't have to do so much worrying. You know what I mean? Like I think Naughty Dog does because I just think like they're just so fucking focused up on the TV shows and movies and stuff like that instead of having to just focus in on the games. Like every other company's doing it differently. Like I'm saying, like at least with God of War, Assassin's Creed, all these other games that are listed to be on these platforms, at least it's gonna be like a different. It's different, you know what I mean? And when I say it's different, it's like those games are and the process, they're already moving on to the next project. All those games are finished already. Like all those games been done for a long time now. Even Ragnarok, right? They could use Ragnarok if they want to. They already done they done the project already. That was like 2 years ago.
Right. I
You
think
know?
what Naughty Dog biggest problem right now is Fractions really put a number on them and set them back with delays because they've been working on Fractions for like 4 or 5 years, and for
And
all that for it to be closed down.
and was
I
it
think that really
promoted or was it like these were just rumors that
no.
everybody
They literally had a presentation last year with Neil Dunkman on stage at the
yeah,
PlayStation
but
showcase.
it just makes your company look weak then. I mean, don't you agree? Because I just feel like why present something and then hey say, oh yeah, I just wanted to show you, like show and tell, like here, look what I got, and then you take it right back. Like like
Yeah.
you can't do that, right? Like that sets back everybody's expectations on your, how your company is being run. So now it's like, okay, so now the next game that is presented to us, we're gonna say, oh, Don't worry about it. We won't even get it. It's almost like Detox from Dr. Dre in 2003, like or four.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right. I think the biggest problem too, I was also reading in that article that with Naughty Dog, the executive producer that left the Fractions project, that he was trying to go in the direction of making the Fractions more into like a Fortnite kind of ideas where they would keep constantly updating it as the game would go on, like battle passes and stuff. But the Naughty Dog team didn't want to go in that direction. They still wanted to stay towards story-based games instead of trying to compete with stuff like GTA Online,
right.
Yeah,
But
I mean that's gonna be the new move now. When people GTA Online really changed the game as far as like how they can make how
Oh,
people can make money after the
oh
game is
yeah.
released.
They
So
done changed the rhythm of the fucking tune in this sense, and I still think a lot of games are trying to, because there's a lot of mimics of GTA Online. I tell you, when I say mimics, there's a lot of games out there that just kind of do. They're trying to be on the same kind of scale with it, but it's not the same. It's not the same. I feel like a lot of games are gonna, they made the path for a lot of developers to wanting to make another GTA replica. You know what I mean?
right.
They just did it so well. It's case of it's kind of hard to like, to fill those shoes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wouldn't want Naughty Dog to go in that direction anyway because we see how long it took for like GTA 6 to now come out because they spent so many times, putting
But
different DLCs into the online base
now
versus
it's a little different with I'm sorry, but it's a little different with Rockstar though, because I think Rockstar is like TDE a little bit. Like
yeah.
they when they're cooking, they let this shit cook. They like to
Oh
smell, they
yeah.
like to add more flavors to the food. Like, you know what I mean? Like they really take a lot of time because they really want their work to become successful. So I
Right.
think like it's a little different with that. Now, like what you were saying with Naughty Dog, it's just, I don't know. Their style is just, I don't know, man.
That wouldn't fit for
It
them.
wouldn't fit. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was good when the first Fractions came out because that was like it was kind of like a deluxe of part of the first part. It's like a bonus versus like something like a whole separate game where they will make a bunch of battle passes and an online base.
Right.
I feel like that would just take way too much time and resources instead of focusing on Last of Us 3. That would be even push back even farther probably if
Right.
they did that. So it's a good and a bad thing that they kind of canceled the Fractions project, but at the same time, we're probably not going to see it until PS6, Last of Us 3, and this new IP.
Yeah,
Um,
we still got time though to figure out what we're gonna be doing with that company. Like, I mean, yeah, I mean, if they're smart, I think they'll wait until at least like I think they'll wait at least until the next generation, which would be perfect, right? I mean, if they can just hold off on whatever project they're doing right now and then kind of just make it to, I mean, are they going to still fall behind? I mean, Last of Us made them, the show's making them money.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
that's what I mean. Like, I don't think they really need to make a game right now, anyways, at this particular moment. Um, because I just don't see them doing it right now. I think it'll work
yeah,
I think it's working for right now, but I think it'll be better once they decide to make a game for the next generation. At least let them
yeah.
be the pilots, one of the pilots,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah, that'd probably be a smarter idea at this point.
I
Have
think
it
so. Like
launch.
I think if they're having a meeting about it, like I feel like somebody at the meeting just say, "How about we just wait and then, let him go play with, go be a director, go work on movies, and then
Yeah,
we'll come back when he's done with that shit, when he gets bored of that, and then we'll come back to gaming." You know.
right.
yeah.